Okay guys, now we're gonna shoot our Kani Basami and we're gonna look at the push-pull. Whenever you wanna create tension on your opponent's limbs, you have to create a push and a pull, okay? Let's see here what I'm talking about. I grabbed the 2-on-1. I brought it to my neck like we saw earlier. I grabbed his elbow. Or I did any number of butterfly guard sweeps. I try to sweep Neil and he resists. Guess what? When he resists my sweep, I go right away into Kani Basami. If I've trained my progressions well, can you rotate please? Kani Basami should be easy to do. Rotate. Once I get into Kani Basami, I'm gonna pass my hand underneath my hips. You'll see that my hips are not on the ground, okay? We don't want a Kani Basami where hips are dead on the ground. Good Jiu-Jitsu is hips in the air, okay? Remember that. Good Jiu-Jitsu, you have your hips in the air. I take my hand, I pass it underneath my hips, and I go and I reach for Neil's big toe. Or the heel is also fine. I don't wanna grab above the ankle. Michael, make sure to take a nice shot here. I don't wanna be on the Achilles. I don't wanna be on the calf. I wanna be at the heel or foot, sole of the foot, or big toe is also fine, okay? If you can grab the heel, that's the best. I pull on his leg. I push with my legs. I'm pulling with my left arm, and I'm pushing with my legs. I'm also taking a C grip and posting in his armpit, just like this. I'm pushing Neil with my right arm. I'm pushing Neil with my two legs. And I'm pulling him with my left arm. I'm having a push and a pull. This is creating tension. It's creating counter pressure. If Neil tries to face me, he won't be able to. It's be very difficult. Okay, don't move, Neil. I'm essentially trying to pull his heel out in this direction. I'm trying to push his hips north, and I'm trying to pull his heel south. That's gonna put a tremendous amount of pressure on Neil's hips. It's also very similar to a Kimura. When you put somebody in a Kimura hold and you start cranking on their arm, it puts pressure on the shoulder and omoplata, the shoulder blade. Here, I'm putting pressure on the hip. I'm using a Kimura action on his leg, okay? Let's do it again. I'm sweeping my partner any number of ways. We saw the standard sweep. Start sweeping our partner, he resists. We shoot our Kani Basami. We shoot that Kani Basami. And now, once you're in Kani Basami, what do? First thing we like to do is push, pull. Pull on the ankle, push on the armpit. I'm also pushing in his hips. Once I'm here, I've created tension on Neil's body. You'll notice that my hips are not collapsed here. Okay, I'm not in a fetal position. I'm extending my body. Neil, can you fight me back here? Can you attack me? Notice how I started at the heel, and my left arm now is wrapped behind my back. This is a great position here. Okay, you wrap your hand behind your back. It keeps Neil in that Kimura type position. I'm putting a Kimura grip basically on his leg. I'm pushing. My hips are extending. I'm pushing in the armpit, and I have a great position against Neil. If Neil were try to attack me, he's in a very bad position. From here, I'm gonna drop my hips to the floor. I could drop my left hip to the floor or my right hip. We're gonna use the simplest one first. I'm gonna drop to my left hip. Look, see, I drop to my left hip, and I slowly take my partner down to the mat. You can see Neil's hips are now on the floor. This is exactly what I wanted. From here, we're gonna attack the heel hook, finish our partner, or we're gonna come up to our top position here. My knee pointing towards his armpit always, so he can't get his underhook. Try to get your underhook. See how my knee is blocking his underhook? From here, I can get chest to chest and connect my upper body to his upper body. Guys, I'm not focused too much on what to do after you swept him. This video, we're looking at attacking with the Kani Basami and getting his hips down to the ground. Okay, in future videos, we'll be looking at the finishing holds. We're gonna gloss over them slightly here, but we're not focused on the finishing hold. I'm trying to sweep my partner. When I sweep him, I'm gonna fail my sweep. I can use any butterfly guard sweep. I sweep my partner to the side, it fails, no surprise, I shoot right away into Kani Basami. Once I get Kani Basami, look at these hips. They're on the floor, they're dead. That's no good. Shoulder point, the locomotion point is the shoulder. I get up off my hips and I get up on my shoulder. I'm pushing behind Neil's armpit and tricep. I'm pulling below the ankle on his foot, wrapping it behind my back, and I'm extending my legs. Stay on top here. Try to get on top of me. Very difficult for Neil to get on top. From here, I just bring my hips to the ground. I just drop my hips to the ground. And look, I'm in a beautiful leg lock position, finishing position, okay? Let's rotate here. We're gonna do the same side so we can get different angles. I'm sweeping my partner. Kani Basami. And now look, I start to create tension on his body. If Neil tries to bring his head over my head, it's gonna be difficult. From here, I bring my hips down to the ground. And I have Neil in a heel hook here. Yeah, lock my hands around his heel, put the pain on his leg, okay? Of course, always be very, very careful when you're training in the practice room. I said that we're failing a sweep. My partner's posting, we're jumping Kani Basami. We're creating tension. And I said we can drop to our left hip. It's also true that we could drop to our right hip. Watch this. I'm gonna rotate my body and drop to my right hip. Now I have a more powerful heel hook. Okay, it's a little bit harder to do, but this is a more powerful heel hook. Notice I have my right leg behind his knee. I'm gonna pass my left leg in front of his knee, through his guard and in front of his knee. Now I'm in a backside 50-50. This leg lock is more powerful than the one I just previously showed. I'm gonna lock my hands here, lift my hips off the ground, and start to leg lock. This is a very, very powerful finishing hold. Okay. Once you get into your push-pull position, you can fall to either hip. One is quicker and easier, the other one's a little bit further away, but a more powerful finish. Okay. I'm gonna show it again from a different angle. I'm trapping Neil at the triceps here. I start to sweep him. I know that this sweep is gonna fail. Doesn't matter. I've trained my Kani Basami progressions. I know that if he posts, I'm gonna be able to trap his leg. Look how I trapped his hamstring with my left hand. My left hand shot in, grabbed his hamstring, and pulled myself in. Once I pulled myself in, you saw I had my hand behind his neck. Pull with your other hand anywhere you feel comfortable. Pull that ankle out. Pull that ankle out. Push his upper body away from you. Start to extend your legs. From here, I'm gonna drop my right hip. When I extend my legs, I roll over my head. Look where I am, and I'm in a backside finish. From here, when I'm in backside finish, I take my hips off the ground. I make a straight back, lock my hands, and finish, okay? For details on finishing, check out Ashi Infinity, okay? You'll see a lot of nice finishes over here. This is how to get into the legs, create a push-pull tension, creating tension on his limbs by pushing and pulling, and then from there, we can escalate to a finish, okay? Let's give it a try.